Okay, we saw in the previous video how charges must be balanced while compound formation. Alright, if we have, let's have a look at few examples. If we have calcium atom, which or calcium ion with two positive charge and an oxide ion with two negative charge, then this means that two electrons are being donated and two electrons are being accepted by one oxide ion. So this means that one calcium ion can join with one oxide ion to form calcium oxide. In the second case, if we have a calcium ion, which means that it has donated two electrons, whereas we have a chloride ion, which means it has accepted one electron only. So there need to be two chloride ions so that the overall charge can be balanced. Two electrons are being donated, so there must be two chloride ions to accept those two electrons, because one chloride ion can accept only one electron. So if there are two chloride ions, then two electrons that are being donated by calcium, they can be accepted. Alright. Similarly, in the third example, there is a sodium ion and an oxide ion. Sodium ion can donate only one electron, whereas oxide ion, it needs to accept two electrons. So there must be two sodium ions, and they will be donated. The two sodium ions will donate one electron each, and those two electrons, the total of two electrons, will be accepted by the oxide ion. So that is why Na2O is formed. Alright, in the previous case, in the second example, there must be two chloride ions. Alright, so there is a general rule which is not always true, but we usually follow this, that sodium has a charge of +1, oxide has a charge of -2. So we write the charge of this on the feet under the feet of this, and the charge of this over here. We write Na2O. Alright, 2 is from this oxygen, oxide ion, and this is 1. We do not need to write 1. This can also be applied over here. Calcium is 2 positive and chloride is 1 negative. So this 2 goes here and this 1 goes here. Ca1, Cl2. Alright. Now this is what happens in 4. We can also do it. Magnesium is 2 positive, nitrate is 1 negative. So this 2 must go over here and this -1 or the 1 must go over here. Mg is 1 and nitrate is twice. Alright. Now two nitrate ions, they must collect one electron each to get a total of 2 electrons from magnesium that magnesium donates. Aluminum and sulfate. Aluminum is 3 positive and sulfate is -2. Alright, so aluminum is +3 and sulfate is -2. So this must come over here and this must come over here. Alright, so aluminum must have a subscript of 2 and sulfate must have a subscript of 3. Remember, it is sulfate which is 3. Alright, so it has to be enclosed in the brackets, because complete sulfate ions, we cannot separate these sulfate ions. These are the polyatomic ions that we studied. They must be enclosed in brackets when more than one polyatomic ions are involved. Alright, so 2 aluminum ions and 3 sulfate ions. This must be balanced. Ammonium and carbonate. Ammonium has a charge of +1, carbonate has a charge of -2, so this must go over here and this must go over here. So NH4 twice, because there must be 2 ammonium ions with 1 carbonate ion. Alright, because carbonate is -2 and ammonium is +1. So this is a table which you must note down and try to complete it. I will solve a few entries over here and I'll leave rest for you to do it. And you need to practice it nicely, only then you will be comfortable with compound formation. Let's see how this will become. NH4 positive and Cl negative. Plus 1 minus 1. Very easy. Alright. One ammonium ion will join with one chloride ion. Alright, now let me do another one. It is ammonia. I'll do this one. Ammonium phosphate. One ammonium ion has a charge of positive 1, phosphate ion has a charge of minus 3. So there will be 3 ammonium ions with one phosphate ion. Alright, because it was minus 3, it goes over here. It was plus 1, it goes over here. Okay, 3 ammonium ions will join with one phosphate ion to form a neutral ammonium phosphate. Remember, all the compound formed, it must be neutral. Alright, the positive and negative charges must be balanced while compound formation. Let's see this one. Magnesium nitrate. Magnesium is plus 2, nitrate is minus 1. The charges must be balanced. So one magnesium has a charge of positive 2 and nitrate has a charge of negative 1. So there must be 2 nitrate ions to balance the overall charge. The net charge is now 0. One nitrate had a charge of negative 1 and magnesium had a charge of positive 2. So 2 nitrate ions will give a total of negative 2 charge. Alright, and one magnesium ion will give a total of plus 2 charge. So plus 2 and minus 2. It is balanced now. Let's see another one. Let's see aluminum oxide. Alright, aluminum has a charge of plus 3 and oxide has a charge of minus 1. Alright, so if we want to balance it, then there must be 2 aluminums, alright, and 3 oxide ions. So Al2O3. This can also be done by the rule that we saw earlier. Alright, aluminum has a charge of plus 3, oxide has a charge of negative 2. This goes over here, this goes over here. So 2 goes under aluminum, Al2, and 3 goes under oxygen, Al2O3. That is how it works. Alright, I think these are enough. I'll leave the rest for you to do them yourself. I'll see you in the next video.